All right, we've got work, we've got pieces, and we've got distance. These are all three different types of word problems that we're going to talk about today. And we call them application because application means that it's math that you can apply to real life. So we're applying these to situations that, yeah, you would legitimately have at some point in your life. And I hope that you don't have a thought like, oh, word problems are hard. Because it's my job and my hope that I can make them a little more understandable and make it a little easier for you. So let's do it. Let's start making them easy. All right. So the first thing is that I give you a lot of tips, either in the margin or within the problem. So right now I've got on the left, it says questions. Together over alone plus together over alone equals 1. And what this means is that that's how you're going to set up your equation. Let's read number 1. A contractor can paint a house in 20 hours and his assistant in 30 hours. Okay? How long will it take them to paint a house together? Okay, so this is a long time to paint an entire house when you work alone and when you have an assistant versus like a professional, right? Now, together over alone means that how long does it take them together over how long does it take them alone for the contractor? And then how long does it take them together and how long alone for the assistant? Okay? And it equals 1. The reason that it equals 1 is because it's one job. I want to know how long it takes them working together. Definitely a math problem you would see in your life. I'm going to design this dress, and you're going to design it together, working together. It'll take you less time, right? It'll always take you less time. So I want you to anticipate your answers to be smaller. It's not going to take them 20 hours at all when they work together. So when I say together over alone, here's what I need. A contractor can paint a house in 20 hours. We don't know how long. We know that he's alone can do it in 20 hours. So put a 20 where alone should go. But we don't know the together because that's what we're trying to find out. So put an X there. X over 20, together over alone. Okay, now that's the contractor. Now his assistant takes 30. So it's always going to be a plus sign in the middle. We're not going to argue that. It's just you're adding the two guys together. Alone, the assistant can do it in 30. So put a 30 on the denominator for the assistant. But together, do we know the assistant yet? Nope. Put an X again on top. Always is going to equal 1. Always. So here we go. When we have fraction problems, we have to find a common denominator. What's the common denominator of 20 and 30? 60. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did last week. 60 times 1 by 60 over 1 times everything. Okay. Now let's cross simplify, cross cancel. The 20 and the 60, they're in front. 20 goes into 20 one time, but 20 goes into 60 3 times. And then 30 goes into 30 one time, but 30 goes into 60 2 times. All right. Now I have no more denominators. Yay! So let's just multiply what we have. 3 times x. The first fraction, I now have 3 times x. 3x. Plus sign. X times 2. Just put 2x. Equals 1 times 60. 60. Let's work it out. Solve it. 3x plus 2x. How many times did 5 go into 60? 12. Okay, now word problem's the biggest thing. 12 what? 12 hours. Together The job took them 12 hours. It took them 12 hours when they painted together. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next. A large faucet. This is another work problem. Together over alone plus together over alone equals 1. A large faucet can fill a bathtub in 10 minutes. A small faucet can fill the same bathtub in 20 minutes. Obviously, if they work together, I'm going to get a smaller number. So let's do that. Together over alone. Together over alone. Well, the large faucet can do it in 10 minutes. But I don't know that's together yet. So put it with an X on the numerator. There's always a plus sign in between the two of them. Now let's talk about the small faucet. So this is my large. Here's my small. The small faucet takes 20 minutes alone. So put a 20 in the denominator. But I don't know what it takes alone, together. So that's going to be an X again on top. You'll find that there's always an X on top. Always equals 1 job. Just like we did on the last problem, I need to do my common denominator of 10 and 20. 10 and 20, common denominator. 20. So I'll do, multiply everything by the common denominator. Okay, cross cancel when you can. 10 goes into 20 2 times. 20 goes into 20 1 time. My large faucet is now 2 times X. Plus, my small faucet is X times 1. I could put 1X if I really want to. Then 1 times 20. Okay, 3X equals 20, right? Do you guys want your answer to be in decimal form or fraction form?
Decimal. This is fraction.
Well, I'll tell you what both are. 3 goes into 20, fraction form, 6 and 2/3. Decimal form, 6.6 repeated. Okay, well, the question says how long in, are we doing hours, minutes, seconds? What are we doing here? Minutes. 6.6 minutes. Guess what that means? Everybody look at the clock on the left. Okay. I know it's going to take 6 minutes and then this 0.6. 0.6 of a clock is not 30 seconds. 0.6 means it's 2/3 of the clock. So just like we did in bell work, cut the clock into chunks of 3. From 12 all the way back to 12 again. In 3s, how many minutes is each 3? No, not 4. If I cut the clock into thirds, how many is each? 20, 20, 20. So if I need 2/3, that's going to be 20, 40. So I'm going to get 6 minutes and 40 seconds to fill the tub. Okay? 6 minutes and 40 seconds to fill the tub. You have to convert things. On your own, you're going to have to convert them. All right, we're moving on to the next. Do you have any questions so far? Number 3 is cutting up a triangle into 3 parts. Side, side, and side, right? So I've got 3 sides to my triangle. Can you please read the question to yourself so you know what it's asking, what's going on? Don't worry that it talks about meters, okay? Meters is a little more than our yardstick. So 1 meter is a little bit bigger than this. So I'm holding up a yardstick. A meter is a little bit bigger than this, okay? So we have to make a drawing. Well, I'm going to draw a triangle, obviously. So draw a triangle, guys. Doot, doot, doot. This triangle is called scalene. The reason it's called a scalene triangle is because all three sides are different. A triangle has three sides. The second side is 4 greater than the first. The third side is 1 less than the first. Gosh, we keep talking about the first side. If the perimeter is 15, what is the length of the shortest side? What is the side we keep talking about? So the most mentioned, side is going to be our x. We keep talking and relating everything back to the first. The second side is 4 meters greater than the first. Then the third side is 1 meter less than the first. We keep talking about the first. That is going to be what our x is. What we keep talking about is going to be our x. So you could use a guess and check table and just say, oh, it adds up to 15. How can I do that? Like 2 plus 3 plus 10. You can just guess and check if you want. Okay? Why not? So just like make up sides. But let's practice writing the equation too. We keep talking about the first side. So I made the first side x. So in my equation, I put x for the first side. Now I'm going to read the first sentence. Triangle has 3 sides. I'm going to read the second sentence. The second side is 4 greater than the first. The second side, right here, is 4 meters greater. How do I write that it's 4 bigger than the first? It's 4 greater than the first. The first side is x. So the second side, please put x plus 4. Okay. The third side, read the sentence. The third side is 1 less than the first. 1 less than the first. First side is what we keep talking about. That's our x. Okay. The perimeter is 15. How do I then, and if I want to draw it and label it, look, x minus 1, x plus 4. So if I want to label my triangle to help me out, do it. Okay, here we go. They all three add up to 15. How do I write that as an equation that they all add up and then they get 15? Someone tell me what to write. Yes?
15 equals
Fif-
plus
X, first side.
plus x plus 4
That's the second side.
plus x minus 1.
That's the third side. First side plus second side plus third side equals 15. Now your job is to just solve as we did before. We're going to combine like terms, put all the x's together, put the 4 minus 1 together. There you go. Okay. And now I'm going to, with that like terms, the 3 and the 15 can go together. Minus 3 both sides. Divide by 3. But what does that mean for? How do I relate that to what I'm doing? Let's go back to our first side, second side, third side. My x equals 4. That means that my first side is going to be 4. My second side says x plus 4. Plug in 4 for x. 4 plus 4. 8. My third side, x minus 1. 4 minus 1. 3. So those are my 3 sides. I got a 4, an 8, and a 3. What is the length of the shortest side? What number is the smallest? So 3 meters is the shortest side. This is just like bell work. Piece plus piece plus piece equals the total. I cut a rope into 3 pieces, 120 foot long. The first piece of rope is twice as long. The third piece of rope is 3 times as long as the second piece of rope. What is the length of the long? Gosh, we keep talking about that second piece. Here we go. Second piece of rope. Second piece of rope. We keep talking about the second piece of rope. That's the piece that we need to pay attention to, and that's going to be our X. Because we compare. The first one we compare to the second piece, and then we compare the third one to the second piece. So now let's read it. The first piece of rope is twice as long as the second. So if the second piece is X, and then I say the first piece is twice as long. How do I write twice as long? No, wait, 2X. Then the third piece of rope is 3 times as long. How do I write 3 times as the second? The rope is total 120 feet long. Here we go. First piece plus second piece plus third piece. First piece plus second piece plus third piece equals a total of 120. Here's what my rope looks like, you guys. 2X is there, X is there, 3X is here. So drawing a picture and cutting your rope up is really helpful as well. Okay, solve the equation. Go for it. 2X plus X plus 3 more. Right? 6X equals 120. X equals what? $20. Okay, 20 means that is my second piece of rope. So go back up to where I wrote first piece, second piece, third piece. If X is 20, two X must be 2 times 20, 40. 3X is 3 times 20, 60. 2X is 40. X is 20. Third piece, 3X is 60. Yeah, that adds up to 120. What is the length of the longest piece of rope?
60
The
feet.
longest piece is 60 what?
60 feet.
Feet long. Okay, so we have talked about, so far, work problems. Together over alone plus together over alone equals 1 job. We've talked about cutting up a triangle, and then we talked about cutting up a rope. Okay, we're going to end it with 2 birds flying. Okay. The first thing I need to explain to you, and can I have everybody just look at the screen? Okay. Over here is a real big giveaway. If I have 2 cars driving, 2 planes flying, 2 birds, 2 people walking away from each other, that would mean one goes that way, one goes that way, and then I want to know at the end the total that they are apart. Okay, that's what's happening here. 2 birds fly and leave their nest in opposite directions. 1 bird flies 2 miles an hour and the other is 3 miles an hour. How long does it take for the birds to be 35 miles apart? So I can even draw a picture and be like, here's my bird. So bad. But look, it has a beak. Beep. Yeah. Beautiful birds, guys. These are like amazing. 1 bird goes one direction. Let's draw the picture. And flies 2 miles an hour. The other bird goes the other direction and flies 3 miles an hour. I want to know when they're going to be 35 miles apart. Okay? So a chart is the best way to organize your info. All right, rate times time equals distance. Distance equals rate times time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find rate times time, and then I'm just going to write those two numbers in my distance section. So rate times time equals something. How fast is bird 1 flying? 2 miles an hour. How long did bird 1 fly? Do we know? We don't know. That's our X. We don't know the time. And hey, how long does it take? There's our X. Bird 2 goes how fast? 3, you're right. Do we know how long bird 3 was in the air? No, that's still our X, our time. We don't know how long. So basically what you're doing is you're just multiplying 2 times X equals 2X. And you're writing it like that. And then I'm going to do bird 2. 3 times X equals 3X. Like that. Okay. The rate and time of bird 1, let's just call it the distance of bird 1, B1, plus the distance of bird 2 equals 35 miles apart. The distance of bird 1, I wrote it in my little, right here, in blue, circled. Bird 1 is 2X. Bird 2 is 3X. And I want to know when their distances will be 35 apart. Now we just solve this as normal. Has anybody gotten an answer already? 7. 7 what? 7 hours?
7 miles.
7. No, the question says how long.
Oh.
For them to be 35 miles apart, 7 hours, I can say in 7 hours, the birds will be 35 miles apart. Remember, they're flying slow, 2 miles an hour. 3 miles an hour is slow as well. Imagine driving your car that slow. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe it's a really fat bird that needs to lose weight, so it flies slow. All right, here we go. So since we have time, I want to just do some of your homework problems with you. And that you can watch this video at home to help yourself understand it or do some more of the homework. So, right now, here we go. A large faucet can fill a bathtub in 20 minutes. A small faucet can fill the same tub in 60. Together over alone plus together over alone equals 1. Together, we don't know large faucet, but alone, a large faucet can do it in 20 minutes. Small faucet. Together, how long will it take? We don't know. But alone, the small faucet can do it in 60. Equals 1 job. What's the common denominator of 20 and 60? 60 gets multiplied by every term. Don't forget about that 1 over there on the right. I'm going to cross cancel. 20 goes into 60 3 times. 60 goes into 60 1 time. I got x times 3. 3x plus 1x equals 60. Solving for x equals 60, right? Divide both sides by 4. 4s, breaking 60 up into 4s. Anyone? 15. 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15. You're right. So, here we go. X equals 15. So, 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes with both faucets together. All right. Okay, I then way jumped. Everybody go to number 4. Number 4 on your page. Okay, we just did a work problem. Great. Now I want to do a triangle. The second side of the triangle is, what's the side we keep talking about? The second side is 4 less than twice the first. The third side is 3 inches less than the first. Hey, we keep talking about the first. So on your equation over here, first, second, third. Okay. We keep talking about the first side. That's going to be our x. Okay? The second side, let's read this carefully, is 4 less than twice. 4 less than twice. How do I write that? 4 less than twice the first. Someone. You're close. I would rather put the 4 less at the end because it's 4 less than what? Than 2x, twice the first. 2x minus 4 is the best order. The third side, okay now, 3 less than the first. 3 less than the first. So the first, take away 3. The first is x. Take away 3. Okay. Side plus side plus side. X plus 2x minus 4. And then x minus 3. Those are all my 3 sides. Added up together is going to get me a perimeter of 17 inches. Side 1. Plus side 2 plus side 3 equals a grand total of 17 inches. Combined like terms, all my x's. X plus 2x plus x. 4x. A negative 4 and a negative 3. Negative 7. Ooh, this isn't going to go in evenly, is it? Oh, yes, because hold up. 17 plus 7, 24. Divide by 4. 6. Am I going too fast? Okay. X is 6. What does that mean, 6? 6 is what? X, my first side. 6 inches. 6 minus 3. 2 times 6, take away 4. 2 times 6, 12. Take away 4, 8. My sides are 6, 8, and 3. 6, 8. Okay. What is the longest side? That's what they care about. 8. The longest side is 8 inches long. Good. 2 airplanes leave. Let me set up the table for you. My drawing is already awful. So I'm going to have airplane number 1. I'm going to have airplane number 2. Okay. One plane averages 30 miles an hour. Oh, 300. Whoa. The other plane is 500 miles per hour. But we don't know how long they're in the air. We don't know how many hours. That's our x's. So to find The D, the empty box. 300 times x equals what? 300x. Just put the two things together that you just multiplied. And then 500 times x equals 500x. All right. Total, when will they be 4,800 miles apart? One guy's flying at 300 miles an hour. The other guy's flying 500 miles an hour. I want to know, when will the total distance be 4,800? Airplane 1 plus airplane 2 equals 4,800. Airplane 1 is 300x plus airplane 2. Airplane 2 is 500x equals 4,800. $800x equals 4,800. Divide both sides by 800. What did you guys get? 6 what? 6.
100 hours.
How many hours? How many hours? 6 hours. In 6 hours, the planes will be 4,800 miles apart. Good.